Welcome back to another episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you for subscribing, giving that thumbs up, leaving a comment. Helps the channel out a lot. Helps YouTube push our channel up and spread the word and help other people with Priuses, second generation and third generation Prius. So 2005 and 2010 on this channel. I do have other videos. Check them out. Go on the playlist. I have different playlists there that you guys could check out. Today we're going to be replacing an inverter pump on the 2010 Prius, so let's get to it, guys. Parts engineering, engineered in the USA. Got no part number here. I'll put up a part number on the screen there for you guys. There's a replacement part. So here's the original one from factory, and this is aftermarket. Looks the same. Check out the connectors. They both look the same. Alright, now we're gonna reinstall this. So it goes just like that. And this guy goes up here. So this goes into place like this little bracket, and that's where those bolts screw onto. Start screwing on our first bolt. Try to line it up as best as you can, and we'll start at the bottom now. We'll move on to the bottom. Gabe, I need your help. Hold that for me, please. Is it screwing on?
No, hold on.
Alright guys, so now tighten them up from the bottom. You might need some help holding the bracket on top, just because that one moves a lot. Start on one side and then try to get it as best as you can. Take your time on this one. Nice and snug. Okay. We'll check this other one over here. Make sure that one's snug as well. Okay, that's good. Nice and snug. And now we're going to put our hoses back on. Make sure that's good. Then we're going to throw in our other hose. That's secure. Plug in our connector. Sure that pops into place. That's good. Just some soap. Trying to clean up the bracket. Super dirty, but it doesn't have to be pretty. Alright, now that we finished installing that pump, we're going to put this bracket back on. So leave this loose so you're able to put all of them in place. Because if you tighten one area down, you're not going to be able to line up the hole to install all the bolts. So that's good. So right here you have another one. So right there. Okay, make sure that's lined up. Okay. Got one more. This one right here. I'll show you guys. See the hole there? That's where the other one goes. Now that you have all your bolts in, go ahead and start tightening everything up. Okay, we're gonna put the inverter reservoir back on. I left the 10mm bolts on here so I don't lose them. So just started by hand. Okay, now we can snug these up. Remember, this is plastic, so don't go too crazy on it. Now we're gonna put this hose back in its home position here, inside this clamp. And we're gonna get ready to install the inverter. Remember, you're gonna have to angle it. Now we're gonna plug this guy back on. And this is just a nut, 10mm nut. Just nice and snug. Cover that up. And now we're gonna set the inverter in place to set it down to its home location. So just lift up. And make sure everything lines up. So you see the holes back here. You have one there. You have another one right here. Another one right here. So 3. Make sure all of that lines up right. this one right here. This up here. Alright guys, so now that the inverter is tightened down in its home location, we're going to attach the coolant hoses. Remember that this guy has to be up so it'll lock in place. It's supposed to lock onto here. You want to have this guy like this. See it? So when it goes in there, you just snap it back into place. Alright, you guys see this clip? So this pin and this pin have to slide in inside of here. Right in there and right in there, and you have to do it just right so they won't bend. So you see one went in and the other one didn't. There it goes. So you gotta see both pins like that. See it inside of there, this pin and that pin. It's real easy when you pull this out. The pin can be bent and you think you're all good and secure, and when you go to turn on the car, you're gonna have coolant leaking. So just make sure that those pins are lined up, and then you're able to put this back on. Make sure you push all the way in, and then you lock it in place. And that's it guys for the inverter, the coolant hoses. And now we're gonna move on and start installing all the electrical back on. I'm gonna take off the tape that I put on the connectors. Slide this guy back in. Slide that one back in. Okay. Now I'm going to slide this connector back on, push that in, make sure it's in there all the way. Make sure it snaps back in place. Okay. It's real easy to lose these bolts, so just make sure it's your first time taking them apart. Make sure you mark everything down. Use Ziploc bags, use containers, use something, and mark everything up. Put numbers on everything. It'll definitely help you out. Like that, you can put everything back in its place when reinstalling. You're not missing nothing. Alright, so now all of that is tightened down, all the connectors. This looks like a big fuse. What is that, guys? Anybody know? Drop a comment. Looks like a fuse to me. Now we're going to place this cover. Remember about this connector here, to be very careful. I don't want anyone to bend any pins in there. Put all the tins back on. Just go all the way around, make sure everything's tight. Alright guys, the inverter part is done. So right about there, that's where I'm going to leave the coolant at. And now we got to go throw the car in maintenance mode so the engine will stay on and cycling that pump. Put the cover on just slightly. I'm not going to close it all the way like that. Alright, so you're going to hit your power button twice so you have your display lights on the dashboard. So it should look like that. So everything should be on just like that, right? So now that everything's on like that, you're gonna put your left foot right above the brake pedal. Don't touch the brake pedal. You're gonna hit the gas pedal twice. Now you hold the brake. Now you throw the car in neutral. The gas pedal twice again. Put it back in park. Gas pedal again twice. And now up here in the dashboard it should say maintenance mode. Just like that. Now that it's on maintenance mode, I still have my foot on the brake. Now I'm gonna hit power. And it should say ready. And it's still on maintenance mode. All the lights are on. See that? All the lights are on. Maintenance mode. The dash is on. It says ready. Now, I'm going to let go of the brake pedal. Never ever drive the car when it's on maintenance mode. Other things can go wrong. And if you're limited and you don't have someone that can help you out with some special software like TechStream, don't put your car in drive or in reverse. Don't do that. Just let the car do its thing so we can cycle that coolant. This works for the inverter, and this works when you do the water pump, for the radiator, anything that has to do with coolant. So that's what that's for, at least for my experience. That's what I've used it for. I haven't used it for anything else, as I haven't troubleshoot anything with software. So now we just wait until bubbles start coming out, and once you see no more bubbles, you're done. You turn off the car after 30 minutes. I'm going to let the car sit for 30 minutes like this in maintenance mode until I'm pretty happy with that. I don't see no more air coming out of the reservoir there from the coolant, from the inverter reservoir. Then we're going to come back in the car, we're going to shut it off, and then we'll take out the extra coolant out of that funnel. All right guys, so 30 minutes has passed. I'm pretty happy. I don't see any more bubbles coming out of here. You'll see bubbles. You'll see bubbles coming out of there. Nothing's coming out anymore. So I'm pretty happy with that. I did leave a lid on here just because I don't want debris to go in there or for anything to splash in case a big air bubble comes out. So you guys see it's at past the full mark because I overfilled it. I did that on purpose. I am going to take the extra coolant out and plug up the cap, and we should be done. So now that we're done with this procedure, we're going to shut off the car. Just hit your power button. You don't have to do anything else. Just turn off the car. Just hit it once, and that's it. Now let's go outside. Go take out that excess coolant. All right, got our coolant container here. Get a rag, wrap it around the reservoir. You are gonna spill a little bit, so no worries. If you can, go pick yourself up one of these funnels. They're really convenient. It's got a plug on it. So we're gonna put the plug in. Push it in like that. We're gonna lift away. Get our container. This guy in here. Take out your plug. I got this at O'Reilly's. It was like 45 bucks, something like that. Put this to the side. Turkey baster at the 99-cent store. So now you just get your hose. Throw this back in. And now we're just going to bring it down to the full level. I mean, it's still messy, but it'll be okay. Not a big deal. So we just want to get it down to that top mark on the full level, and we should be good. Right there. Right there. So that's it, guys. That's all we need to do. We'll wipe whatever excess fell on the reservoir. So now that we're done with the reservoir, you have to clear that code with an OBD2 scanner for the inverter pump. If you don't have that, you're going to be limited to doing this job. Okay, so this P314A, this is the code that's for the inverter, and it'll say on your dashboard, it'll say up here to check hybrid system, and it won't let you move the car. So you have to clear this code. You have to clear this code in order to be able to drive your car. So here we go, we're gonna erase it. That's the only one that I repaired, so it's successful. But now that we're done burping the system, you go ahead and fire up the car normal. And that's all there is to this job, guys. It's pretty simple. I mean, there's a lot of things that you do have to take off to get to that pump, but for the most part, it's pretty simple, pretty easy, and you can definitely do it yourself. So that's it, guys. That's all there is to this job. Again, just keep one thing in mind. After you do any repair on the 2010 Prius, at least from my experience, you have to get a software update done. So you can call your local Toyota dealership, talk to an advisor, let them know you just did some work to your car and you would like to get a software update. This could be related to the EGR, anything. So for the inverter pump, they have to run tech stream to do the update, to let the car know, the computer, that you just did the repair. But again, you could do it. I mean, if it's not a big deal to you, you can still run the car like that. We've been running the car, it's been fine. But if you're like, for example, you're fixing your EGR and you notice something MPG and it's not the same, go get that software update as soon as you guys can. Call them, schedule an appointment. The last time I checked, it was like $100. This was before the pandemic thing. So give them a call, get that done, take care of your car, and you guys stay safe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.